What's up, writers? It's Ian here today to talk about writing 10 pages a day. And you may be like, oh my God, what? 10 pages a day? I'm not even writing one. I can barely write a couple times a week. I'm procrastinating, all these things. I understand, but this isn't me giving you this advice. This is Patricia Smith giving you advice. Patricia Smith is one of the, I would say, best modern American poets, and she won a National Book Award, or she was a National Book Award finalist for this book, Blood Dazzler, which details Hurricane Katrina because she's from New Orleans and was connected to Katrina. And it's a very sad book, made me cry multiple times. Poetry books don't really make me do that. And I went to a workshop of hers, and she wrote me a very nice little note that says, Ian, I hope you find light. That's a nice thing to write, everybody. But she recommended taking massive action, writing 10 pages a day. And first of all, the first thing we got to go over before you bring up any obstacles in your mind is that you were trying too hard. Most likely, 9 out of 10 writers out there are trying too hard. They get stuck, they move too slow because they're not playing on the page. They're not imitating and playing and having a fun time and flowing with it. So writing 10 pages seems like a lot. But if you're in that flow state, 10 pages is nothing. So first of all, lighten up a little bit, everybody. Lighten up, relax, and start to write a little bit more. Start to sit into it and don't care about what comes out, first of all, because you can edit and take the nuggets of golden ideas out of what you are doing. So that's step number one. Step number two, everybody, is that you don't have to write in the same medium, right? So like a lot of people, one of the biggest traps I see writers get caught in is that they find a little success in a certain area of writing, such as being a novelist or writing fiction or short stories, and they won't branch out of that. You talk to them, especially with people in their 20s or young writers. They're like, "Oh, I suck at poetry. Oh, blah 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 blah." But just like with anything, if I wanted to get good at badminton, it's unless I'm the prodigy of badminton, I'm gonna have to put the time in. I'm gonna have to put hundreds of hours in, and I know it may not be your focus. But for instance, if you're a novelist, sometimes doing other mediums of writing may not just help you, and just for fun, just to practice, may not just help you, spend more time writing. It will help uncover some of the blocks that you have in the area that you're writing in. And I think that it will also, over time, help you, especially if you start doing other things. For instance, one of the things I like to do within my 10 pages a day is that I write because I write horizontal on paper, on blank paper. I don't use line, vertical paper. That's like, to me, that's like writing pure conformity. I'll do a different video about that. But writing, sorry everybody, a little blank there, but journaling every single morning, just like Julia Cameron recommends in her book, The Artist's Way. I have a 5-hour guide on that book, but she recommends doing something called the morning pages, which is 3 pages of just free writing every single morning. And I have found if I keep that practice, I write a lot more during the day. Even if I have all the time in the world and I'm not working or not doing anything, and I have all day to write, I'll find other things to do, but just the act of getting your hand going does a lot. And you can journal out a lot of your inconsistencies and feelings that are holding you back from being a beautiful artist and getting into that creative flow. So journaling can do a lot for you as an artist, but just a lot of stuff in your personal life, and it can help you see situations from a different point of view. Second thing I like to do is that I like to blog, everybody. And if you're a writer out there, you got to market yourself. Unless you are shooting for a huge publishing deal with Penguin Random House and you're going to make it, or you got a nice cushy university position lined up where you don't do shit and you teach 2 classes a semester and complain and write papers for a journal that 50 people read, then okay, you're fine. But everybody else, you're going to have to market yourself if you're going to do this. And a great way to market is to get into a flow state and just write about certain things. Write about what you care about. Write about anything. Write about gardening. Write about longboarding. And maybe share that or make videos, but we're talking about writing, and get some writing in. And then that will, one, sharpen the saw for your writing ability. And two, it will help you keep in that state, staying at your desk, and then start bringing the readers in. Suddenly you're going to start to get traffic, and people are going to start to read and like your book, hopefully. And if you're practicing this much, if you're writing 10 pages a day for a couple of years, you are going to be a great author. You're going to be able to produce things that people like in the genre that you're participating in. So that's reason number 3, that if you do this for 5 years, no matter where you're at right now, if you're absolute trash, you are going to get better, and you're going to get good enough that people are going to not cringe at your work anymore, because there is a ton of cringe-worthy books out there, even that get published by big names, a ton in the Kindle space. And if you commit to this, you're not going to be one of those people anymore. Those people just write their books. They don't write for fun. They don't do these things. They're not branching out and studying writing and doing these things. They're just trying to find ways to write they're writing to market. They're not writing for the love of writing for the love of art. And I know you can do that. I know that you can step into a role where you are writing 10 pages a day and can move into an expert realm, because we'll say writing 10 pages a day takes, we'll say, 3 hours a day, which is a very low estimate. May take 5 hours, but we'll say 3 hours a day. We times that by 365 days this year. There's 1,000 hours, everybody. And 5 years from now, you'll have 5,000 hours. Add a couple thousand, maybe 1,000 or 2 hours if you're, from other writing you've done in your life, and boom, we're at 7,000 hours. You're already at a mastery level. If you do it for 10 years, 10 pages a day for 10 years, boom, you're going to be a masterful writer. And this is a huge commitment, everybody. And the number one thing you have to do is start early in the morning. At least get one down before you go to work. Wake up 15 minutes early before you do anything, before you take care of the baby, before you do anything. Work out. Get a page down of any form. Write a poem. Write anything you want, but get a page down in a certain medium. And then you'll be able to move into it. You'll be able to move into the day with that flow already going and the addiction to writing started. So, because that's what this is about, everybody. You have to be addicted to writing. You have to be addicted to speaking. You have to be addicted to working out or eating good, whatever you're trying to do. You have to be in it. You have to be in the zone. And what do addicts do when they wake up? They take their pill, man. They take whatever they're doing. They're doing it all the time. And that's what this needs to be. And not in an unhealthy way. We need to be healthy addicts. We need to be addicts of something nice. So what's up, everybody? Say hello in the comments if you guys are here right now with me. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Hit the subscribe button for daily writing motivation, because that's what I'm trying to drop right now. If you guys have any more questions about this 10 pages a day plan, let me know. I mean, I think I went over a lot of it. Just do it when you can. That's the other thing, is just do it when you can. No matter when you can hustle and get this thing in, you just have to do it. Work, you got to sneak it in at work. Risk losing your job. Do it at night. And Patricia Smith says that she doesn't go to bed until it's done. Worst case scenario, you get home and you start writing and you get it done. And maybe you just journal. Maybe you just write poetry, which would take a little bit less time. But you get it done. You make sure to get it done and put those pages away and come back to them at a later time. But you keep churning them out, because let's look at this. 10 pages a day times 365 days. I mean, that's like 36,000, if my math's correct. That's 36,000 pages in a year. That's a lot, everybody. That is a lot. You would have produced a lot of content. And of course, 5% of that's actually publishable, maybe 10%, but maybe more. I mean, if you revise it all, technically it's all going to be publishable. So there is a lot of potential, everybody. I mean, 10 pages a day. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're able to, that's a book a month, basically. You're writing a short novel a month if you were writing 10 pages a day. That's crazy. So that's it, everybody. And the standard for 10 pages a day, I don't know. That's up to you. When she said it, I don't know what the standard is. I follow it. For me, I do, my 2 pages of writing, which I count as 3 because there's a lot more space here than a lined vertical page. Then I do some poetry. I just jolt out a bunch of poetry. Then I'm already at 10 pages. Then I try to do a little bit of writing for some other stuff for blogging. Then if I'm in a fiction mode, then I'm writing fiction. That's how I get there every single day. You guys are going to have a different way, but judge yourself. Judge what a page is. Like, I would say that 2 double space pages are a page. So you'd have to write 20 pages on the computer. When that may seem like a lot, like I said, but if you're actually writing and you're actually flowing, or if you're just doing poetry, like poetry is a lot easier to get to this level. So you judge it, but take massive action, and 10 pages a day for a week or a month. Try it for a month and see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? So everybody, this is Ian, aka a friend who will always be here to talk to you about books and about life and about great ideas. Checking out for the day. Get writing. Peace.